This reading is for you if there is something that has been on your mind, a certain situation that has maybe been playing out in your life, and there's some uncertainty here about how things are going to play out and turn out in the end. So you'll know right away if this reading is for you. If, again, there's something that's been on your mind that you feel like you need to know the outcome of, okay? Like it's like needing to know the outcome of a certain situation. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say about the situation, what it is that they want to let you know about it, and maybe if there's some advice that you need to hear in navigating the situation as well. Spirit, thank you for being here with us. Thank you in advance for your guidance and your messages. Oh, that was quick. What does the person watching, what do they need to know about the situation that's on their mind? What is going to be the outcome here? The first thing coming through is that whatever the situation is, I haven't even really looked at all the cards, but on the bottom of the deck here, we have angelic frequency, and this card is all about you being protected, you being safe, angels, guardians being around you at this time. So yeah, there may be it makes sense that there's uncertainty here, uncertainty over whether something is going to go right is what I want to say, whether things are going to go in your favor, whether a situation is going to transform for the better is what I want to say. Right away, I feel like there is this advice to move forward with something, to proceed, to not overthink it and worry. There's definitely this message of reassurance coming through for you today that you are safe, that you're on the right path, and that it is safe to move forward with whatever this is, whatever feels uncertain. Okay? It's okay for you to be seen. It's okay for you to put yourself out there. Just keep going, basically. Don't give up on this. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up, I want to say your vision, but just this newness, okay? There's this very a new energy I'm feeling coming through here, newness. And maybe you are asking a yes or no question. If you have a yes or no question on your mind, just know that the answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes. I feel like a lot of you have been going through upgrades, awakenings, breakthroughs. All right, I feel like you've really been seeing the interconnectedness of everything. Maybe you've been experiencing a lot of miraculous energy as of late. And I feel like you are being reminded that you will always know when you are on the right path and when you should continue forward with something, and that things are inevitably going to turn out in your favor when you are seeing all of these synchronicities around you, when you see the interconnectedness, when you're experiencing this miraculous energy. It's kind of like that is your confirmation and the guidance that you're asking for. And so don't doubt it. Don't doubt the magic that is either unfolding in your life right now or about to unfold. I really do feel like a lot of you guys are energetically rising to the next level. And that you have mastered a lot of the lessons that have come your way already, and it's like you're ready for the new ones. And I feel like a lot of these lessons have to do around you being seen, around you trusting more. Maybe even around you trusting the downloads that you get, and just the intuitive hits, right? There's something here about trusting that more. Some of you guys may be writers, teachers. Writing is really coming through for some of you. I really want to read this card. I also feel like birds, very significant for you because we have Thoth coming through. So I feel like when you see birds, that's kind of your confirmation that he's around. Yeah, I just heard as well, it's kind of like This is so interesting. I've never like heard something like this, I guess. It's kind of like there are also upgrades and awakenings that happen within your system when you have very like sacred encounters is what I want to say. So like it's like these encounters with the divine, right? Where something happens in your life and you see that you're supported, you kind of, you know, get to hold hands or touch the divine for just a second in that moment. And it's funny because it's like, as you, there's a lot coming through here about trust for you today with the situation. So it's kind of like these situations strengthen your trust with the unseen, with the divine. And as that trust strengthens, there are also these upgrades that are happening within your own auric field. Okay. So Thoth, also known as Tehuti, is the ancient Egyptian ibis, ibis-headed god of writing, divine magic, and the moon. Acknowledged as the sacred scribe who created writing, he is considered to be the great mind behind the hieroglyphics and the maintainer of the Egyptian universe. It is said that he is the priest king of Atlantis and was dedicated to leading the Atlantean people in a loving way that was firm but fair. However, no matter how hard he tried to direct them, many of them didn't obey the spiritual laws of the universe, which inevitably led to the end of their civilization. This gateway takes you to a space where you can connect with the energetic frequency that Thoth carries. As a master teacher of the stars, he holds space for you to connect with some of your greatest gifts from this lifetime and the many others you've lived. Thoth's primary teaching is spiritual integrity, and he's working alongside a powerful congregation of evolved souls, the ascended Atlanteans, to guide those who are ready to increase their awareness. He specializes in helping those who are finding it difficult to make spiritual progress to rise above the aspects of their life that are holding them back, and he helps awaken the teacher within. Says you are blessed to connect with Thoth. You are going through a powerful set of light initiations at this time, and these are preparing you to lead and teach from a powerful space of love. In order to complete the process, there will be a release of old ideas and limiting stories, but this is necessary for you to connect with the true power within you. Don't be concerned by the intensity of the energies that surround you right now. Facing shadow parts of yourself in your story is essential for connecting with divine magic, and evolved beings of light are there to lead the way. If you have any concerns or fears at this time, know that when fear gets loud, it's because you're on the cusp of something extremely powerful. Exactly. Absolutely. That was beautiful. Let's get into the tarot and get some more details here. I also feel like for those of you that resonate with having spiritual gifts, if you've been feeling like those have been stalled, stuck, maybe not as strong as you would like them to be, I do feel like it's making me think of, because this happens to me sometimes as well, where you know, when you're going through upgrades, sometimes it's like the computer gets unplugged, the computer being you, so that things can get rewired and upgraded. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on. So if you feel like there's been a pause with your gifts or your awareness, your spiritual awareness, I feel like they're coming through today. Spirit's coming through today to let you know that you will come back on, basically. You will come back on very soon. So just kind of embrace it, let it flow through, let it happen. I was also hearing in between days, so it could be that you feel like you're currently at the stage where you're like in between events. It's kind of, and it may feel a little bit idle is what I want to say. So you may feel like there's not a lot of movement happening. On the grand scheme of things, I feel like there is a lot of movement happening, but I just feel like you're kind of like in between big chapters and events in your life, if that makes sense. And so I feel like the outcome of this situation as well is that you are going to realize that you are very divinely protected and supported on your path, and that in the end, like, you're going to have this greater awareness of this situation. Like, you're going to be getting the spiritual insight that you're waiting for, perhaps. I feel like whoever you are, you're waiting on some type of like spiritual direction, perhaps, to come in. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles coming through. Seven of Pentacles is kind of this like very idle energy, right? We're waiting. But this is also a time for rest, okay? I was really feeling that strongly as well. Like, there are a lot of shifts happening right now energetically with the collective. And if you are feeling the need to rest, please do so, because a lot of the times, you know, when we're going through upgrades, we feel exhausted, all right? And it's, I think, common to think something's wrong, or to think that you're doing something wrong, and to try and like push through it. Like, don't go into this with resistance. Just let it be right now, you know. I feel like there's some unnecessary worry coming through today regarding this situation, whatever it is. And I feel like Spirit's highlighting that it's unnecessary worry because all is well. It's like needing to be a little bit patient here with whatever this is, and trusting that you have already planted the right seeds in the right place. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like inevitable for your efforts to pay off. But I do feel like Spirit is acknowledging this like idle energy that is maybe heightening this level of impatience, or heightening your worry at this time. I feel like they're trying to, at the same time, get you to like learn the lesson in moments like this. Okay, there's something that you are being taught even in this moment, and maybe it's just being okay not having all the answers right now, and being okay with this, like, again, the word idling wants to come through, with this idling energy. Spirit, what else do we want to tell the person watching this today? What do they need to know about the situation? What will be the outcome, please and thank you? Four of Wands, yes. Yes. Okay, so whatever the situation is, like, I this feels pretty, like, clear cut. Like, there's going to be a lot to celebrate coming up here. There is some type of, like, success here, positive outcome. And I feel like you're just going to be feeling a lot of gratitude and happiness towards the divine. All right. Like I said, really feeling their support around you with whatever this is. And definitely a big message of peace. Okay. So I really do feel like there is peace and tranquility coming in for you with whatever this is. And just stability. Like, I'm getting a very stable energy here. So if things don't feel very stable right now, again, if you feel like you're kind of like in between, like in this in-between phase, or in a situation where it's kind of like you just need to free fall, you know, I do feel like there's this stability entering very soon. The Five of Wands reversed. Yeah, be very aware of, okay, because it's interesting with that Thoth card, it was talking a lot about our shadow, right? And so it could be that you feel like things are really being mirrored back to you, or like whatever the situation is kind of mirroring some shadow aspects, or some aspects of yourself that maybe you struggle with, you've always struggled with. And I mean, that's with everyone, right? Like, don't feel bad for admitting that you have a shadow, or that you have things that you struggle with. Like, that's just part of the human experience. It's more so, are we integrating those parts? Are we seeing them? Are we accepting them? Or are we ignoring them? Or are we pushing them away because we don't want to acknowledge that we have shadow? So, yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like right now, maybe things feel uncomfortable because they're are parts of your shadow that need to be integrated and acknowledged at this time. And I feel like when you do that, things will just feel much less like a battle, okay? It could be that you feel like your internal world has been a bit like, I don't know, of a battle as of late. I feel like I'm also speaking to very ambitious people here. I'm speaking to a very ambitious crowd. And so it could be that part of your shadow is having a hard time being patient, having a hard time like waiting for the right like time. It could even be, again, like back to this trust that we're trying to develop here with the divine. Maybe it's kind of like having a hard time trusting the divine that they have our back here. Page of Pentacles. Some of you guys may be going back to school, or it doesn't have to be like formal school, but it could just be like embarking down this path of exploring knowledge. It could be that we're picking up a lot of new books or taking workshops, seminars, courses, something of that sort. I feel like there's new knowledge sprouting here. Again, I just feel like this period that you're moving through is one to really learn about yourself as well. I feel like there's a lot of dormant knowledge, dormant gifts within your vessel. Again, like back to that Toss card regarding past lives as well, just innate gifts that your soul has. It could be that you're going to be learning more about like gifts that you haven't really quite explored fully. Like there's something here about a very like there's an explorative essence here of like you exploring something. So whatever the situation is that you're in right now, I feel like it's definitely going to leave you wiser. It's going to leave you with greater awareness of yourself and maybe how you handle difficult situations, so that you can be more proactive in the future or just handle them better. But there's also something here about you being led, like whatever this is, leading you to maybe, learning something new or rediscovering something about yourself. Going in a new direction in your life, maybe even. Yeah, like some of you guys may be considering a job switch, career switch, or are just looking to pursue more like passionate, how do I want to put this? Like maybe like passion projects, perhaps hobbies, but even maybe like turning like a passion into your career. There's something about that where I think you're maybe evaluating something here. And I mean, maybe if you're on the fence about moving forward with something new that you're not maybe quite as experienced with, something that it feels a little bit foreign, new to you, I feel like you are being encouraged to proceed with it, to explore it. Yeah, Ace of Cups, because I feel like there's a lot of fun with this. Like I'm seeing a lot of fun come out of this situation. In the end, a lot of fun, a lot of maybe even like awakening certain gifts that we have, spiritual gifts, psychic abilities. I feel like you have a lot of good things coming your way. Like it could be a new home, new environment, new friends, new passions that we're exploring. Like I just feel like you are really reinventing yourself, starting new here. Two of Wands reversed. It could just be that, like what I was saying, there's this very funny energy coming through where I feel like you're very excited to proceed with something in a way. But it could be that you feel like it's been slow, it's been complicated. Maybe there's been a lot of like things to fix. Does that make sense? Or a lot of like loose ends to tie up. And because of that, we are feeling a little bit like we're in this pause. And I think this pause has made you perhaps contemplate whether you're on the right path, or contemplate whether it's gonna work out. Okay, I feel like there's been a lot of ego whispering in your ear as of late. And so either way, like if it does feel like you can't really take next steps right now, like we're just kind of waiting period, idling. You need to know that like basically this situation picks up, there's movement, it doesn't stay stuck like this forever. All right, it could even be that you are receiving good news very soon. All right, it may be that you're in this situation where, again, like you're waiting on a decision or something that feels a little bit out of your control, and you're just kind of waiting. It's like stalling, idling energy. But I do feel like there's probably, like, I feel like there's good news coming here, okay? Good news that I feel like is going to allow you to move forward, advance. Yeah, okay. So with water your garden coming through, some of you guys may quite literally be getting into gardening because, like, okay. Maybe some of you guys need to water your plants. That reminds me, I gotta water my plant. So yeah, maybe you need to water your plants. But I also feel like this is just like, whenever you're seeing this, obviously this is timeless, but whenever you're seeing this, it's this message that in this moment you're just meant to be taking care of yourself and nourishing yourself and resting. Basically, that's what I said, right? It's like there are a lot of crazy upgrades happening for you right now, and you're meant to just kind of rest, allow the upgrade to happen. All right. Look, another yes card. Okay, so for those of you that definitely had like a yes or no question here, it's a yes. Okay, there's something here about like jumping in fully into something, like really committing to a decision that you've made, a new life that you're creating, a new version of yourself, a new area of study, a new path, whatever it is. It's like, yes, like be open to the adventure, basically. Like, don't be so caught up in sticking to a predictable path, all right? Because maybe you feel more in control that way. There's something here about this was coming through this morning while I was meditating. It's like sometimes when we're stuck, we feel like we need to do more to get unstuck. It's like we feel like we're not doing enough and there's something wrong with what we're doing. And sometimes it's actually the opposite. And what we need to do is just surrender. Like sometimes less is more, you know? I think that needs to come through here. Less is more with the situation. I just feel like there's something coming up here. Like, it could be that you're questioning whether to commit to something. Like, that word's coming through with commitment. And it's like allow yourself to commit to something new, okay? Whether that be like promises you make to yourself, a new connection, a new passion, a new career, whatever it is. There's something here definitely about wanting to, I just like with the example of career, for example, or study, it kind of gives me the essence of like really wanting to dive deep into something that we feel very devoted to, something that we feel a very strong, potent energy and draw towards, and like really wanting to make that a part of our day-to-day. It could be that we feel like we're missing that. It's making me think about like, you know, making your life this moving prayer. Abundance coming through for you here. Ask and receive. Okay, so yeah, like what I was saying, I just feel like there's been a lot, there's going to be a lot of abundance flowing into your life in many different ways, perhaps financially, perhaps in love, with friendships, with knowledge, with spiritual connection. Like it feels like there's about to be an expansion and an increase. So if you feel like things have felt scarce, I just heard drought. If you feel like you've been going through like a drought in your life in whatever area that may be, I do feel like it's like your prayers are being answered here. I feel like some of you guys have asked for very radical change. Okay, and with Uranus coming through, that always lets me know there's like radical change coming up, and it's gonna be quick. It's gonna be like it's gonna feel like a little bit of a jolt. And so the message that I kind of feel coming through for you today is, and I love to say this and remind myself of it too, but it's like, things are bound to pick back up, okay? Things are bound to get busy again. And so really enjoy the downtime. It's kind of like, you know, whenever there's not a lot of action happening in our lives, we're like, oh, I wish there was more going on. I'm so bored. Like, I just want to move forward. And then when it's time for things to pick up, it feels so hectic and overwhelming. We're like, damn, I wish I just had a moment to myself to do nothing, right? And so that's just kind of like... that's just kind of how life goes. And so, yeah, there's this energy of just kind of like accepting and embracing what you're moving through and not feeling like there's anything wrong with it, okay? A personal issue reaches resolution and luck is on your side here. Yeah, I feel like the biggest message coming through today, and I'm gonna close it out here, is that you are really being supported from the other side, okay? There's a lot of support coming in from the other side, and really trust that right now, okay? Trust that, like, the divine has your back, and that whatever it is that you're worrying about, like, there already is a solution to that, okay? Like, things have already been resolved. You really need to have that mindset. Whatever it is that you're worrying about right now, it's already been resolved, okay? Trust that. Yeah, end of a tough cycle approaches. Communication is key. So I also feel like you're really being asked to ask for help. So please make sure that you're speaking to your spiritual team, that you're asking for what it is that you need. Don't feel like afraid to ask for what it is that you need because maybe it's like not spiritual, or like maybe you think it's going to come across the wrong way, or that you feel like it's like a shadow ask. Does that make sense? I feel like the divine really wants you to just like ask for what it is that you need, okay? Like, don't be shy. Don't feel like you need to do it all on your own. I feel like a lot of you guys throughout your whole lives like have had to do it all on your own, and I feel like there is this energy of that changes. That is changing, okay? It doesn't stay like that forever. And again, these little serendipitous moments that you're experiencing, trust that they're a reminder of that, okay? That you are so supported beyond measure, and whatever the situation is, yeah, 9 of Wands, like again, another one that says ask your angels for help. That's crazy. That's like 3 cards now, okay? So whatever the situation is, you need to ask for help and divine support. Just ask for help. Ask for clarity, ask for signs. And if you have been doing that, it's like, don't give up. Like, you are so close. I feel like whatever this is, you are so freaking close. And just keep that warrior energy about yourself. Like, keep that. Don't ever let that go. But also allow yourself to accept help. Okay? Either way, whatever the situation is that you're stressing out about, I feel like you're just being reassured not to worry about it, and that, like, basically the best outcome is bound to manifest for you. All right, I hope that resonated. If you want a personal reading with personalized guidance, you can go ahead, book with me on my website. The link for that is down in the description. I also have a tip jar if you wanted to show your gratitude. If this resonated with you, I want to thank you in advance. And with that said, I will see you next time.